All right, there we go. Wow. So, hey everyone. Let me just repeat everything I said before. Hey, Bronner. Yes. Sorry, I didn't realize my mic was on. I was testing so many other things. I didn't check my mic. This is the this is the McFarlane Dark Knight Tumbler Batmobile. Yep. And it comes with a figure of Lucius Fox, played by Morgan Freeman. And I was mentioning, while you couldn't hear me because I didn't have my microphone set up properly, that I don't really collect a lot of the McFarlane action figures because they did make them taller than, say, than the Mattel figures. And I spent years collecting the Mattel DC Comics characters. And yeah, like this is Mattel, this is McFarlane. Yeah. So, you know, I know it's basically trying to force everyone to rebuy characters that they already have, but nah, not doing it. Nope. I spent so much money on those characters. Do you have a room where everything you have displayed? I don't. I would love to, but I don't. But I've taken it out of the box when I was speaking and you couldn't hear me. So it's always some technical difficulty. And OBS likes to just undo my settings while it's off. And now I get other cardboard out of the way. So this is Silicon Band. How you doing, Bronner? Oh yeah. Let me oh, got an ad break going on. But I'll give Bronner a shout out anyway. Shout out's not working. And so loads of technical difficulties today. So while all right, well, ad break's almost over. Okay. Sorry, tried to send you a shout out, Bronner. Unfortunately, um, unfortunately, my shout outs aren't working. So I gotta fix that now too. So this is not only an unboxing stream, but it's also a technical difficulty stream. So womp womp. But OBS apparently is undone some of my changes. I feel you. I feel you. I have my entire Star Wars set of Power of the Force figures in a box at my parents' place because they have no place for them. I also have a collection of starships from Star Trek in boxes. I don't know, man. You should definitely put some of those. Maybe just put a little shelf with the Star Wars figures on them in the stream room. But all right. So another thing I think I was mentioning in the beginning, but you couldn't hear me because my microphone wasn't on. Um, my unboxing stream from Christmas Eve went really well, so I was definitely wanted to do another one. Just had to get enough stuff to get, to buy, and unbox. That took a little while, especially with a couple of the Masters of the Universe figures I was looking for. One of them was very difficult to find. Okay. I appreciate it, Bronner. I just, uh, I, I just don't like it when OBS changes everything when I'm, not there. All right, so these silicone bands, I can finally afford a home again. Hope I can change that. I can't afford anything I want here in California. Ah, dude, man, you you thought about going back to Seattle or my streaming room is the extent of where all my nerd stuff is in. Yeah, but you got awesome nerd stuff in your streaming room. Although, if you notice, there's at least a couple more things. I've got some more plushies I'm bringing out. But let's do without further ado the tumbler. So this one I don't think has lights and sounds. At least I don't think so. Not like the not like the Batman Forever one, which that's a nice Batmobile. I'll have to show that off sometime. All my Star Wars figures are still unopened, perfectly preserved. Cool, cool. So let's see. Let's pop this open. All right, so opens like that. Fit two figures in there as opposed to the '89 Batmobile and the Batman Forever Batmobile. So let's open the package for Lucius Fox. Get him open. And I always test the joints when I get a figure. All right, so the knees gonna do the ratchety thing. That's cool. The heels, his toes do a little bit of a push upward. You don't usually see dress shoes do that, but that's okay. All right, ankles are a little stiff. Oh no, got it. See that chest crunch is all right. Head swivel, head's given a little resistance, but there we go. Oh, he's got a remote control in his hand, or no, that's his phone. You remember when in Dark Knight where he leaves a phone in that one building because it was designed to set to disable the yeah, disable the alarm system in that building so Batman could go snag that guy and from China and just bring him right back to Gotham. Yeah. I'm kind of tied to SoCal for a while. I'd love to go back home to Seattle, which is also expensive, but I have responsibilities. I can't leave here in San Diego. I got that. Or well, are there other parts of California that are, if you go at least northern, be a little cheaper? Gotta get him to sit a little better. I mean, yeah, I'm a real estate agent. I should know these things, but I'm also a real estate agent in New York, which doesn't help so much for California. All right, so put Lucius Fox here in the passenger seat. Specifically, I have to state in the area you're in. All right. So you can't work that remotely. So we've got two different Christian Bale Batman figures right here, both from the Mattel line. I've got the Batman Begins. Show you right here, and the Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises suits. Jojo, hey, how are you? All right, my shoutouts are not working, unfortunately. Yep, got some Batman. I got so this is the McFarlane Dark Knight Tumbler Batmobile. Yeah, sorry I've been missing your streams since that whole thing's been going down with TikTok. I'm like, do I wanna try to install that or not install it, but plug that back into my computer? Oh yeah, I had to completely do a clean reinstall on my computer because it got compromised. It's a whole story, and yeah, last last week was not good. Yeah, you've been multitasking. Oh, what you been working on? Yeah, I think everything's under control now. Just gotta keep an eye on my. I think. Well, I think I got everything taken care of. I mean, with TikTok and Twitch, yeah. But let's see. This is a smaller Batman for this thing, but it should work. It was originally designed for the McFarlane Batman, which is much larger figure. But I'm not buying a character I already have in the same version of a character I already have. But if I need to, I'll use the one gifted to me by my buddy Jimmy G on YouTube. But all right. Can't really hold the controls, but yeah, there we go. You got Batman and Lucius Fox in the Tumbler Batmobile. Close it like that, and you just push this button, pops back open. All right. So, and one thing I would love to find, but even loose, it's around $50, is the Bat Pod from the Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises. Yeah, I agree. I agree. JoJo does deserve the best. Just an awesome person. Yeah, but the whole thing going on with TikTok, I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna keep my distance, and I'm just gonna stick to Twitch and YouTube. All right, so let me put these away for the moment. And I love that they come in these very large plastic bags because it's great for storing them. I definitely wanted this Batmobile. I mean, I have the one that Mattel released back in 2005, which is also a good figure or a good Batmobile, has sounds and action stuff. But I definitely wanted something for bigger figures. So let's see. We did some Batman. All right. We'll take a break from Batman for a bit, and let me rearrange this table, which is good. I've been focusing on my music streams, so it's been a refreshing environment. Yeah, JoJo's music streams are just absolutely great. Okay, so it's a little janky here. I'm sorry, but let me rearrange this a bit. Okay, bring this down. All right. Just need the two tables for the Batmobile. So we got for us for the now for a little bit of Star Wars. I mentioned that unfortunately when my mic wasn't working right. Hold on a sec. So I've got this is I can't remember what style. This is not the Black Series. This is vintage style. That's right, a vintage style version of Little Grogu. So we put the Black Series one over here. So also, you if you want to check it out, I do have some emotes now. I have one. The thumbs up. The thumbs up emote is free for followers. You can use it anywhere. The other two I've are for for subscribers. So we got thumbs up. You can use that anywhere if you're subscribed or not subscribed if you follow. I have a few old Star Wars figures that have errors on them. I have those locked away and protected. Nice, very nice. All right, and these two emotes are if you're subscribed. We got the hype and the love emote. So I'm not a mint and box guy. I tried to be, and it's just in box they take up too much space, and then I can't. If they're in box, I can't really just display or pose them in different ways. So if you like the emotes, definitely let me know. Like one more that I have to do. All right, there we go. It's over here. Let's see. Got Leia, Zootown, Boba Fett, Queen Amidala, Grief Karga, Battle Droid, the Child, An Anakin Skywalker. So Bronner, when you were playing Star Wars Jedi Survivor, did you get a little bit of just a little bit of joy the first time you heard like a joyful surprise when the first time you heard that game? Roger, Roger. Oop. Yeah, the moment I heard the battle droids, I'm like, oh, droids are in this. Oh, there's another little. No, is it? Oh, okay. There's separate a separate tray. Now, I really wish I really wish the packaging they'd stop doing all these other trays, like all these additional trays, because it would reduce the price of the figures. You know, they don't have to go crazy with the packaging. So let's see. Let's take out his his pram. Okay. All right. So that's in a couple pieces. All right. So there's the little stand for it. Oh, that's easy enough to get in there. Well, let me take my glasses off so I can see this. Now I gotta put my glasses back on so I can read what you just wrote. I think the one that's worth the most is Boba Fett with the wrong design on his gauntlets. The last time I valued my entire collection was 11. It's like so 1100, but that was almost 10 years ago. I'm a nerd for any callbacks in any newer Star Wars projects. So yeah, it was nice to hear the battle droids in Jedi Survivor. Yeah, I very much enjoyed that. And they had an awful lot of battle droids in that game. So we got a very, very small little Grogu. Also, another reason why I don't like these little trays is such a pain to get things out of them. So here he is. I take my glasses off so I can see him. A little teeny tiny Grogu. Yeah, so we got the head turn. Does it tilt? It tilts a little. Alright, so the arms have a little bitty ball joint there. I think is he holding the gear shift knob? No, he's not holding the gear shift knob. Oh, and that popped right out. Okay, there we go. Back in. Pop back out again. But that's okay. It's pretty easy to put it back. So I just put him in his pram. I guess if I lay him back, I can put the top of it over. Yep. That's weird. Why is that not lining up? Oh, there we go. The seam doesn't seem to match up, but and stay. It kicks one side or the other off of there. Yeah, they don't play well together, apparently. and our little friend Grogu. Oh, sorry, I'm down here now. Oh. So, is anyone else noticing some frame rate drop on my on this camera here? I think I was mentioning it when no one can hear me because my mic wasn't set to the right setting. But I've been noticing some frame rate, at least when I'm doing this right now. But here's his snack, a cute little frog. Let's put him in there. All right. So we got one little Grogu. Look at me for the moment. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Is there? Yeah, I'm picking up frame rate drop. Oh, okay, so there's a little stand peg. So this I'll get rid of. Probably, I usually just put them in the recycle bin because it's got the little symbol on there. Hopefully, it's actually. So it looks okay. All right. I'll keep the card back. I can pick it up. I'll keep these. Especially with especially with some characters like in Ninja Turtles and He-Man and stuff like that. And yeah, Bronner, I am a massive Ninja Turtles fan. That's why I knew immediately that movie. And that was right at the moment where Leo and Raph were gonna fight. So let's put these in this little bag. And that was a fight that had been coming for years. And so anyone who doesn't know, on Sunday, one of Bronner's streams, he does trivia games, and one of them is called Movie Duel. No, this wasn't Movie Duel. This was a different one, but this was guessing like animated movies from 2000s. And immediately TMNT came up. It's like TMNT. It's like that's the title. That's the title. I love me some Ninja Turtles. Been a fan since 1987, cause I'm old. All right, so we got the Star Wars Black Series, little Grogu. Now I like the Grogu that you have, Bronner, but I do kind of want that one like that, the one that looks like a screen accurate prop. And there's one like, I think you mentioned this once, but I have a friend who is a massive TMNT fan as well. As soon as he got married, he had a kid, and his wife, yes, his wife convinced him to sell off his collection to make room for the baby. I remember you mentioning that, yeah. I mean, look, it's something he was willing to do for his kid, and I gotta respect that. But holy moly, I've been I in a Grogu that can move. Yeah, like the one that looks screen accurate and is posable. Yeah, I want that one. Maybe one day when I have more, when I have enough cash to throw at it. It just does not want to open easily. There we go. That was really in there. And my dog is downstairs barking. This one's a little easier. I think they do make ones with the pram. I know they re-released this with the robot, the IG whatever robot. but I just wanted just a simple one like this. It comes with a little box for the accessories. And this is, some decent solid plastic. So, okay, let me put this over here. So in the accessories, we got a yummy frog for our little friend Grogu. We've got the little bowl of soup for Grogu to hold, and the gear shift knob. Yeah, my buddy was a fanatic, and his collection was huge. He was he he was a Division 1 athlete, so it was a tiny bit unusual, but that was his childhood. Yeah. Well, I mean, you can have people who are athletes and be massive nerds. It's like it's not a taboo anymore. I don't know if you saw that one meme, like some bodybuilder, taking a gym photo. He's like, "I don't play D&D," and then there's a picture of Henry Cavill right next to it. It's like, I do. And you know who else does? Vin Diesel. Like these Hollywood tough guys. All right, so let's see. So head turns. Does it? It bobs. Yep. It's a little bit of swivel in the neck. All right, so the arms on a smaller ball joint. The hands have a swivel. That's cool for the size of this thing. Yeah, that's amazing. Oh, the hands are on a ball joint too. Okay, that is really cool. So we got yep, the shoulder at the ball joint, the hands at a ball joint. That is really cool. This looks really good. Yeah, it's nice these days. That's not taboo anymore. It was more so back when we were younger. Yeah, when they saw being a nerd as a bad thing, and now everyone's like clamoring over the next Marvel movie. These guys who would make fun of nerds in high school, clamoring over the next Marvel movie, or demanding the Snyder cut. Let's put these together. So that concludes the Star Wars portion of our stream. And my voice is starting to get a little bleh. I'm planning to put Henry Cavill Nerd Redeem on my channel with that Bronner twist to make it a little uncomfortable. Oh, you should totally do that. All right, so this is packaging that goes to the recycling. Put that there for now. All right. So before we go back to Batman, let's do some Masters of the Universe. So we got hiding, not hiding my face. We got cartoon Ram Man, based on the original cartoon from the 80s, from the Filmation cartoon, and from Master Universe Revolution, the recent sequel series to that cartoon. We've got Snake Sorceress Tila and Duncan the Man of War. He's no longer Man of Arms. He's Man at Arms. He's Man of War. This figure was the hardest to find. Like, I had one sitting on pre-order on Entertainment Earth, and the other day, just something in me said, "Go to Target." Like, why? And it just said to me, "Go to Target." I'm like, okay. Went down to Target, found it. Because I'd partially been putting off the this stream because I've been waiting for this figure, but now it's here. And if you haven't, yeah, if you haven't checked out Master Universe Revelation and Revolution, they're really good. They're great, just a great sequel to He-Man and the Masters Universe. I think I watched reruns of 80s He-Man cartoons more than the Transformers. And of course, I can't remember most of those. I watched He-Man and Macross a ton before I turned 10. I never watched Macross. And me speaking, definitely speaking as a kid of the 80s, a child, well, I was born in the late 70s, but I was definitely an 80s kid. Going back and looking and watching these shows, I do realize that, to fill a 65 episode order for weekday syndication, there are a lot of episodes that are just filler. Like you get even like in Transformers and GI Joe and He Man, even in Ninja Turtles. There if and although the one cartoon that syndicated 80s cartoon that I have in my collection that seem to kind of keep things good, like keep things moving along pretty nicely without any real filler episodes was the Real Ghostbusters, which I discussed with Bronner before. And if you like, while I go through this, I can tell you the story of that. Oh, Mask, I remember Mask, but not much of it. I remember really liking the toys, and I still have the toy of the little kid and his robot. The kid's last name is Tracker, Scott Tracker, and the robot's name T Bob, I think. All right, getting a little warm. Yeah, I liked all those ones. The ones that weren't super popular. It was good. You know what's a great cartoon that from the 80s that I just you never see on any streaming or never released on home video? The Bionic 6. Hold on a sec. There we go. But that's what your parents let you watch. You watched most of them on VHS. All right. Yeah. The Bionic 6 was show where this couple were, and not any broadcast or rerun. Oh, but it was this couple that adopted bunch of different kids from different parts of the world, and like he or something happened, and they all wound up like in an accident or something, and they wound up being reconstructed bionically. And so it's a family of just of bionics people. And I remember it being really good. I guess I should mention that I lived in the Philippines until I was 10, so I didn't have the same access to cartoons. That is also a good point. Yeah, that you were. So you probably and I would be interested in hearing some of the voices the dubbed voices for these cartoons. All right, so with Rami over here, he does have a comic behind him, so I got to be very careful. He's right at that point where he's blurry if I take my glasses off or keep them on. All right, I got to back up. I would love to get LASIK. I'm telling you, I would love to get LASIK. I I really loved He-Man and the Masters Universe when I was a kid, and back in 2008, Mattel started a collector website. It was called MattyCollector.com. Unfortunately, they closed it down. They have a new one up, which is all right, but it wasn't anywhere near as good. Zesty, hey Zesty. Zesty's the awesome mod. Oh, Zesty, if you haven't noticed, you're also now mod on the Discord. Yeah, I finally figured out how to do that. So you see anything that's not quite on the up and up, you kick them out. But yeah, back in 2008, MattyCollector.com started, and they were doing a Masters of the Universe Classics line, and I was holding out. I was holding out and buying them because if I knew if I started collecting Masters of the Universe, He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, I was not going to be able to stop. And you see right here. I bought a cartoon accurate Ram Man. So thank you. So I shall wield my new power with reckless abandon. You know what? I'm cool with that. Yeah, but Zesty knows the crazy things that went down last week that led to me completely doing a clean reinstall of Windows on my PC. So yeah, you see anything that seems off, you swing that ban hammer. You kick people off. You do what you need to. Yeah, my Twitch account and my Facebook actually was uh, was compromised last week. Someone got into my Twitch account and tried and went and ordered or bought over 2.5 grand worth of bits. I don't know where they went. I just opened my email and like it was during a 20-minute period. Like I think 5 minutes in, I caught it. Yeah, I changed all sorts of passwords. I disconnected my payment methods to Twitch. So right now, right now, the subs that I have when they expire, I'm not going to renew them until I trust that I'm not going to wind up with another random person trying to fleece me of a lot of money. Thankfully, YouTube or not YouTube. Thankfully, PayPal. This I when I reported it, they're like, "Oh yeah, these are definitely not you," and they canceled the transactions on their end. Are you ready for the Cobra Kai finale? Comes out the same day as the new Captain America movie. All right. What day is that? Because I am kind of behind on some stuff. I know Cobra Kai finale's coming out this month. I just don't know when. And with the new Captain America, I will admit I am kind of curious to see, Red Hulk. This is such an awkward angle for me to do this. Okay, on the 13th. So that's it's not too far. What's today? Today's the 5th. Okay. I mean, I had a similar problem a year and a half ago that motivated me to set up a 2FA for a lot of stuff. Yeah, the new Captain America. I That is sad. That it's we know it's going to get a lot of hate, especially in this and here in the United States. And here's the thing. I mean, Falcon became Captain America for a while in the comics. Is this not? Come on. Okay, we're doing that, huh? No. If it wasn't for the comic back in the back of this, I could be a little less gentle. When it comes to Marvel, I still don't know how I feel about RDJ coming back, but this time as Doctor Doom. I still want to see him do one more Sherlock Holmes movie. Oh, wow, this is kind of unnecessarily difficult. Let's separate. Let's see, have I got enough out of here that I can just lift the comic out? Oh, no, 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 don't tear. I heard it tear. Is it really that connected? Ah, really? It's underneath the plastic seal. I'm sad that everyone knows that he's Doom. I feel like it would have been a neat reveal in the film otherwise. They said RDJ would be confined to either just one or two films. They also said they will address why he looks like Tony Stark. to lift a bit. Come on, just lift the comic out. Yeah, so it's going to be a little damaged because it was underneath the seal. That's Horde Invasion. Now, here's some little instructions for him. I don't need instructions. But it is cool that they're doing little comics. Just glancing at the movie release schedule this year, I had no idea there was a sequel to Tron coming later this year. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of enjoyed Tron Legacy. So I was surprised at all the kind of the hate it got. So I'll read the comic in full later. I mean, not much, a lot going on there, but yeah. So I'm not. I know Roger really liked. Yeah, it's kind of terrible, but I love it. I don't know. I thought Tron Legacy was all right, but new Tron movie. I'm just wondering what they're gonna do. Are they just gonna completely ignore the whole thing with Flynn's son? And I mean, I'm surprised Bruce Boxleitner's coming back because he was not happy with the way Disney handled Tron last time. Like there was there was a Disney XD show, and they just like I saw some of it and it was pretty good, but it just just outright canceled, and then they just kind of bailed on the third movie, and now it's finally happening. But he wasn't happy. He didn't want to come back, at least not at first. Right, so there's other characters which I really like. I have a cartoon She-Ra with the Club Eternia Masters Universe Classics line, or the Club Eternia section of Masters Universe Classics. So I have She-Ra. I have a cartoon Mantana. I just needed this Ram Man because I put him up against the Masters Universe Classics figures of the original cartoon. He will actually be height accurate to what he was in that show. I hope they bring back. I hope they bring back bring Daft Punk back to the soundtrack. The soundtrack was so good. It was. It really was. I just read the soundtrack this time will be scored by Nine Inch Nails' Trent Reznor. That can also be good. But let's get that camera on focus. Although I'm just curious about the casting of Jared Leto. I was not that impressed with him as a Joker. I mean, true, he didn't have really much in not screen time, but much story involvement in the Snyderverse. Zesty's like, no. Ad break coming in 6 minutes. Nope. Nothing to see here. Oh, I see what the problem is. Let me put his head back on. Jared Leto will morph into a vampire in Tron. Oh, yeah, I forgot about Morpheus. Or not Morpheus, Mobius. It's, but I think we all kind of want to forget about Morbius. Like, I never even saw it, but I just knew it wasn't going to be good. ram me back out of here. Oh, he's bound at the wrists too. Okay. All right, his head's over here now. These little bandy things. Let's put his armor back. Put his head back on. Or do I have to... Put his head back on and then put his armor on? That doesn't sound like it'll work, but... Yep, there we go. Alright, so let's test the joints. Okay, the elbow swivel works. What about the bend? Little... Alright, it was a little tough, but that's working. Elbow swivel. Morbius is still a ton better than Waste of Time known as Madam Web. I almost hate that as much as I hate the Acolyte. I really want to hear. I want to hear the Madam Web. Let's spare the save the Madam Web rant for your channel, Bronner. All right, so a little bit of bend in the. Oh, we got an ankle. Crocker ankles. Cool. Those work. Oh, we got a boot cut swivel. Let's see, does the knee want to bend? All right, I'm not gonna push that too far. If I need to. All right, the knees don't want to bend very easily. I can hit that with a hair dryer, or I can just dip his legs in like hot water for a while, like super hot water, and that'll loosen up. It's Zesty Piggy. Don't get me started. Did you know that the guy who plays Cal Kestis is in the next Tron movie? That's cool. I cannot remember his name right now. All right, so nope, the hips move. The skirt's gonna keep his legs from going forward a bit, but all right. And what he comes with is the Mask of Shokoti. Oh, these little bandy things. Such a pain. So I've noticed that my VODs do get more views than my lives. So I'm wondering if it's honestly just the time I've been choosing. But yeah, this is a pretty cool Ram Man. It doesn't have the the function that the original Ram Man has, and the previous Master Universe Origins Ram Man has, where you push him down and then and stand him and push a button and he jumps. Who is my favorite He-Man character? Orko. Orko has always been my favorite He-Man character. Okay, yeah, so the head's got to be on before the armor. Yeah, because he was always, like when I was a kid, he was really funny. Yep. Yeah, definitely same, yeah. If you watch watch Masters of the Universe Revelation. I've always liked Orko. I absolutely love him now because like he became even more relatable for me. Yeah, and I just said that Orko is relatable for me. Oh, Battle Cat, yeah, I love me some Battle Cat. I've got several, a couple, a few, yeah, about three versions of Battle Cat and two of Cringer. So, just put Rammy aside. So we'll go with Man of War, Duncan. Oh, ad break going on for a minute and a half. Chill here for a sec. We should stretch. I'll just chill till the ad break's done. Look at the comic real quick. Okay, 33 seconds more on the ad break. Okay, welcome back, everyone. Ad break's over. So we're going to be unboxing Duncan as the Man of War. At this point, in this point in the series, he had given up. You know, he had stopped being the man at arms. But yeah, if you haven't watched, if you're a kid who grew up with He-Man and the Masters Universe, definitely watch Masters Universe Revelation and then Revolution. It is a great sequel series. Speaking of sequel series, I've been reading rumors that there's going to be a sequel series to Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Like I love the show. New showrunners. I love the original Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Not a fan of the original movie, but the show was amazing. And that Sarah Michelle Gellar is going to be coming back, and I'm like, yeah, but we're all old now. I mean, what's what is the messages they're going to be conveying? Are they going to follow the storyline the the comics had for years for both Buffy and Angel, or are they just going to do something else? Oh man, there's a Mortal Kombat movie coming out this year. Oh, is the new one coming out? Because I've been waiting for that. I like that recent Mortal Kombat movie. All right, so some cool information. Sarah Michelle Gellar, your childhood crush. Uh, you know what? She barely looks like she's aged. Like she's probably maybe a couple years younger than me, and she still looks almost almost the same. See, with this, they start putting the accessories in here, in this side. Yeah, there it is. There you go. Little type of paper bag full of accessories. Mortal Kombat 2 1024. Oh, you mean 1025. Yeah, I think this one's gonna include Johnny Cage. Um, she married a cool dude, Freddie Prinze Jr. He's a gamer and loves pro wrestling, so she basically married me. Yeah, and he's also in Star Wars. He's on Rebels. He's uh, uh, Kanan Jarrus. So let's see these accessories. Okay, so an extra hand and a faceplate. So just only one swappable hit? Okay. A little unusual. It's usually two separate hands. Alright, so let's see, we've got the little bandy things on this. Yep. I mean, it's kind of cool that Buffy's coming back, but you know, I think I'm kind of burned out on all these revivals. Like I'll watch Buffy. I'm not gonna say I'm not, but I mean, and definitely, you know, the original creator Joss Whedon's not involved, which is kind of a good thing now, because apparently he's always been a very not nice person. We'll put it that way. Set Battle Club, we'll put it there. There's a lot of sequels and revivals this year, which means BP will have a lot to complain about this year. Yeah. Well, it's kind of a sad thing that Hollywood, you know, Hollywood doesn't have any original ideas, or at least they're afraid of original ideas. So let's see. Have I gotten all the little bandies out? Nope. Oh, crazy. Where is he still connected? No, he's not still connected, is he? Seriously, these trays, man. These trays got to go away. They have data that shows non-original ideas will make them more money. At first, I mean, but you get like something something completely new. You know, you know, get some advertising out there, you know, and you get that word of mouth. I think the focus shifted from what will bring people to theaters or what will people buy from the comfort of their own home. Yeah, I mean, and I know a lot of people didn't like the recent Matrix movie, but the but the point it was making was good. It was basically blowing holes in all the sequels and remakes and everything. You kind of have to put the what's it called, the subtitles on when the Merovingian's doing his little rant, but everything he's saying is correct. All right, so this is the arm that, you know, this goes onto. But let's put it on the faceplate. That's the easiest part to put on right now. And I know you. I'm one of the very few. Uh, One of the very few people who actually do enjoy the Matrix sequels. But is this not? Is the helmet not aligned right? Is that why this is not sitting? Take my glasses off. It's so weird they did the shoulder guard that way. Okay, so his helmet's not aligned right. So I can't get the mask to stay on. I have to kind of hold that out. Even that's not sitting right. There we go. It's not entirely sitting right, but yeah, it's gonna be what it is. Yeah, it's interesting. Even things are released on streaming services that have a lot of hype, but isn't very good and still gets all the views. It's it still gets trashed, but people have watched it. I sure enjoyed paying $20 to hear the whole writer director complain for 3 hours through the mouths of characters about how awful it is being paid millions of dollars creating Matrix 4. Okay, okay, yeah, but it was not just about you know about Matrix 4. It was about the whole industry. How every like movies, books, music, it all used to be better before, you know, before the like the mid 2000s. All right, the knee joints work pretty well. Let's see. Got the rocker ankles. A little tight. I'm not gonna push them. Let's see. All right, so uh, shoulder or the shoulder swivel there works. All right, the second joint, the elbow is not moving, so not gonna force that. So this is supposed to come off. I'm just wondering if this is on correctly. Okay, there we go. And pop this on. This is taking a little effort. The shoulder guard's not helping me. All right, there we go. We got a battle club. All right, pop that back on. So this is weird that it's not connecting right there. And it looks like it's not supposed to be a loose thing. But I'm not gonna fight with that. So let's see. The upper arm swivel works. Shoulder joints a little loose, but that's okay. All right, waist swivel works. Upper ab crunch is a little stiff, but that's all right. The mask doesn't stay on. That's my biggest complaint here. Because the helmet, when it was glued on, it was not aligned properly. So this mask is not going to stay on. So at some point, I'm going to have to like drop this in some super hot water, see if I can pry this loose and maybe re-glue it. But that is a project for another day. That guy's awesome. Yeah, other than that, this is a really good figure. I do like this little laser on the wrist guard. So Zessie, if you're not a fan of a movie just completely mocking the movie industry, you definitely don't want to see the Monkees movie. Yeah, their movie titled Head. It was blowing holes in the movie industry of that time. All right, so now to the toughest figure defined, Snake Sorceress Tila. But yeah, so much extra packaging. It's not even needed. I'm okay with the film being a parody, but I wouldn't have made Spaceballs the fourth film in the Star Wars saga, for example. Well, it's not so much that. I mean, yeah, I don't like Matrix 4 wasn't so much like it wasn't really like wasn't you know blowing holes in Hollywood through tongue in cheek. Like they were. Come on, get the little baggie out there. That was kind of a scathing rebuke of Hollywood. Speaking of Spaceballs, did you hear they're doing a sequel for Amazon? Josh Gad, Olaf, and Frozen is attached. I heard about that. I'm not sure how I feel. I'll be honest, I didn't check out Mystery of the World Part Two. Like, I hope it does well. I mean, I know they started talking about a sequel to it when Force Awakens came out. Okay, so accessories go. We've got some snake energy. Oh, look at that. There's the fangs and everything. And a couple extra hands. And my nose is running again. Hold on a moment. I think Mel Brooks is just kind of executive producing these, or like producing them and executive producing them. But like, dude's in his 90s now, man. I don't think he really wants to to do a lot of acting. At least not anymore. Let's see. Come on, let's go. Alright, so and there's also the staff of Ka. Used to have a Snake Mountain playset. Had a microphone you can make creepy noises with. I know. My my best friend's the guy who created the comic with me. He had Snake Mountain when we were a kid. I had Castle Grayskull. He had Snake Mountain. Hold on, let me put the little band things there. Yeah, Snake Mountain was pretty awesome back in the day. So MediCollector.com, they wanted to do a Snake Mountain, and they had an idea for, in lieu of the microphone, they were gonna have like a little Bluetooth speaker in it, and so you could just hook up your like an app on your phone to it, and make the sounds, the creepy voice yourself with it. Unfortunately, it never got that far. Super 7, which took over Master Universe Classics for a while, they did a Snake Mountain, which I would have gotten if the thing wasn't $800. And it didn't have any electrical features. Like, it looked really good. Like, it was huge. It was tall. I think it was about 4 feet tall. But I ain't dropping $800 for that. Yeah, $800. So after tax and shipping, it would have been, because it was massive. It was a giant thing. Like, so it would have been an even more giant box. You'd been closer to $900. Speaking of playsets, I asked for every year this Christmas at Christmas, but never got GI Joe aircraft carrier. It was a little cost prohibitive though. Oh yeah, the flag, dude. That thing's giant. As an adult, I think I know my next eBay search is the USS Flag. Oh man, the interesting thing on that, they had stores carry that, had stores carry the USS Flag more to sell the figures than to sell the actual playset. GI Joe playset Scream when? Oh, okay. So there's tape holding her little cape down. I was just talking to Ghost Max about this earlier. All my toys are still in their original packaging at my parents' house in Seattle. Yeah, stores carried the USS flag not so much to sell it, to sell that playset, but to sell the figures and the smaller vehicles. It was more just to draw kids to the aisle. And I seriously gotta say, man, as a like, there are cool toys now. There are a lot of cool toys now, even with even better sculpts than the stuff that is available now, or even better sculpts. No, there's better sculpts now than there was when we were kids, but there were so many awesome toys when I was a kid, like a kid in the '80s, and then even into the '90s. Was the reasoning to make people think everything else was inexpensive by comparison? A little bit, yes. All right, so let's see, hip swivel. Hip swivel works. We got upper thigh swivel. All right, knees are a little stiff. Not gonna force those. Let's just do the hot water trick. Boot cut. All right, boot cut works. We got the rocker ankles. All right, they don't point very easily, so you gotta be careful with that. So elbow bend. At least one of the joints works pretty well. The cheapest USS flag is $1,200 on eBay. Yeah, I believe it. And is that loose or in package? I'm gonna say in package is gonna be more expensive. All right, head swivel and tilt. Okay. Shoulders work. Oh. All right, the turn is a little tight. So I have to do like the hair dryer hot water trick to pose her. But so she comes with extra hands. She can hold the staff of Ka. So is this energy coming off of the staff? It's a little too big for her hands. Oh, look at the box. Okay, yeah, the energy is. Oh no, the energy is supposed to go in her arm. There's just so much room there. That's weird. Oh, it wraps around her arm. I see. The snake magic energy. So all in all, really good figure. The joints are a little too tight but well, so the upper abdomen swivel kind of works, and the crunch works. But yeah, this is a pretty good figure though. Definitely worth the wait to get. That's but yeah, some like joints being a little overly tight is something I don't like, but it's just something I gotta deal with. But then I can like either, you know, nope. USS flag sets are all used. Some do come with the original box as well, though. All right. So just pop this in here for now. Yeah, I've had enough situations where I tried to force the joint and it just straight up snapped, especially with NECA figures. So I just use either like a hair dryer on it, just pull the hair dryer on it, or just pop in some hot water. So thus concludes the He-Man portion. Now we go back to Batman. Hold me just a moment. So, oh, got an ad break going on. Sorry, didn't notice that. So another 20 seconds. Okay, so we're back. Sorry, I didn't realize there was an ad break going on. But all right, so back going to Batman. So these are based on a cartoon from the 70s called The New Adventures of Batman. Now, if I remember correctly, this is one where Adam West and Burt Ward came back to voice the characters. So in the good guys, we got Batman, we got Robin, we got Batgirl, and her father, Commissioner Gordon, along with the Batmite. For the villains, we've got the Joker, which I do like. I do like this design of Joker, and Riddler in pink because he apparently was in pink in that cartoon. I've been waiting. I've been waiting to open these up. First, I had to find them like almost one at a time because they were just like I wasn't able to jump on them when I first saw them in the stores because first saw them at GameStop and sometimes their prices are a little eh. So I held off and then like I started not seeing them very often, so I had to kind of get them like maybe one or two at a time. But then I eventually got all of them. So there we go. We're gonna start with the dynamic duo. Well, it's a terrific trio because we got Batgirl, but that's not Batgirl. This is Batgirl. So you know what? We'll start with the Caped Crusader. Dun, 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 dun. Well, that's actually more the Super Friends theme. But... So these also kind of look like the designs that Batman and Robin that they used on the new Scooby-Doo movies. You know, the TV series, the new Scooby-Doo movies, where like one week they'd be hanging out with Don Knotts, and then like the next week, you know, with other celebrities of the time, and then they did 2 episodes with Batman and Robin, and the villains in those were always Penguin and Joker. So I'd love to get a Penguin figure from this. Come on. And I do have the Blu-ray set of this series saved on my Amazon wish list. So, because I think there was a Batman cartoon before this. It was called The Adventures of Batman. And then this one came out after, and this was before Super Friends. Yeah, I think toward the later 60s, if I'm correct, there was The Adventures of Batman, and there was also The Adventures of Superman, and The Adventures of Aquaman. Dun, 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 dun. Now, yesterday I was watching on MeTV. They're watching a couple episodes of Super Friends. The show is better than I remember it being. Like it's kind of not saccharine, but it's very simple. Yeah, I gotta lurk for a bit. Have a meeting with my legal team. All right, enjoy your lurk, Ronner. So I think after I'm done with these Batman figures, I think I'm gonna call it for the day. I mean, I have some Ninja Turtles, but I can save those for another day. Plus, there's a couple characters I'm looking for before I really do that one. But so they're using kind of the same card backs, just altered, that they used for the 60s TV series and the current comics based on that. Because as you see, it'll show the Batcave setup and that Batmobile that they have, which I didn't buy because I have the Mattel Batmobile, which is a bigger figure or a bigger Batmobile. All right. Should I get the tape off of these? So it comes with a Batarang and a little bat radio. And it looks like just one of these little bandies hold them on. Oh, piece of tape holding his cape down. Let me move the accessories to the side. Let's put the tape over there. It's fine right there. And these bandy things, I'm not a big fan of these bandy things. They're like the little plastic things that hold tags onto your clothes when you go buy new clothes. The cape material looks so cool. Yeah, it's very thin, but it does have a really nice shine to it. I don't know what fabric that is, but So these, of course, are McFarlane figures. And what I said earlier, I don't really collect McFarlane. There is an exception. These, because they are 6-inch scale instead of 7-inch scale. So yes, I do collect some McFarlane. I correct myself on that, but not the regular DC comics or the DC multiverse stuff. But I collect these ones. So anyone watching the VOD to be like, hey, you said you don't collect McFarlane. Okay, there's an exception. So it definitely uses the the buck from the '66 Batman, but just the exception of an animated style head. So let's see. Oh, elbow swivel and bend works. All right. Wrist swivel works. Oh, this one's a little tight. Oh no, there we go. It ratchets. All right. So the swivel and the bend works. Let's see the swivel and the wrist. Okay. What do you dislike about 7-inch figures? It's not that I don't like them. It's the fact that I've collected DC Comics figures from Mattel. I most of my DC Comics figures are from Mattel, and they did 6-inch scale. So McFarlane gets the license, the DC Comics license after Mattel, their contract is up, and McFarlane just starts releasing everyone in 7-inch scale. So like, I bought a few characters in 7-inch scale because it doesn't matter, or 7-inch scale and larger because it doesn't matter. Like, I bought Lobo. Okay, Lobo. We can have Lobo a little taller than Superman. You know what? Fine. He's the main man. So I bought Swamp Thing, like almost like 11-inch Swamp Thing. I'm fine because Swamp Thing can be as big as he wants. But let's say there's a Robin I missed from Mattel, and the eBay prices are ridiculous. Oh, McFarlane's made that Robin, but he's taller than Robin that Robin would be. So I really can't get that Robin because he just won't line up right. Like, McFarlane does have the Anti-Monitor, who I do have on my list, which that's fine. It's the Anti-Monitor. He can be a large character. He destroyed universes. He can be giant, you know. But just a character I missed the first time around from Mattel. Now I can't go and buy that character from from the McFarlane one because it's just going to be too big. Oh, they made characters disproportionate to the other within the same line. Not like that. It's just it's McFarlane basically did a ploy that made you buy all these characters all over again. Just like yeah, it was totally just a thing like, oh, you have all these characters, well, we're releasing them, but they're bigger, so you got to buy them again, and that's what I don't like. It's a different company now. Mattel lost the license contract for DC Comics characters. Mattel lost that license. The contract ran out, and McFarlane picked it up. So now we move on to the Boy Wonder. So So when McFarlane announced that they were doing a 66, classic Batman television series line of figures, and they were going to be 6-inch scale, I was like, all right, you got me, because I have the Mattel ones, and they're 6-inch scale, so this all works out. I mean, one downside of the McFarlane ones on these though, they did the hips on the Mattel ones are more uh, have more range of movement. I'll show you in a second. Once I get this Robin out of the package. And another kind of annoying thing is that, okay, with the Mattel DC Comics characters, they were 6-inch scale. So are Hasbro's was it Marvel Legends. So you could have like a little team up display of Batman and Spider Man or so on and so forth. Like years ago, I did a picture of Deadpool and Deathstroke playing playing foosball just with action figures. Come on, separate. I don't want to cut toward myself. Yeah, I'll post it in the Discord. I just got to find it. And the McFarlane figures are also even a little bit bigger than the DC Direct back when DC Direct was its own thing. So I bought a Grant Gustin Flash figure from McFarlane, and he's taller than my other Grant Gustin Flash figures from DC Direct. But that McFarlane figure had him in the suit from the later seasons, from like the final two seasons, the suit he wore in those. Roundabout. I think the final season. No, 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 no. The final two seasons, he finally had the gold boots. So the season or so before that, same costume, just different boots, in the final two seasons. There we go. So just put that over there. So he's also got a batarang. Got a batarang and a bat radio. Like I mean the DC Direct ones were a little taller, like a teensy bit taller than the Mattel ones, but it wasn't terrible. Because I have the DC Direct Supergirl and the Mattel Supergirl. Melissa Benoist, TV show Supergirl. Were action figures a thing back then? What do you mean? It seems like it sounds like a ploy to sell new figures. But when the CW shows, the CW DC shows were on, because yeah, they did make figures for them. But what do you mean back when? So, what do you mean back then? But back when? Oh, these little bandy things, bane of my existence. I tell you. You were talking about the characters' boots being different. Yeah. The Flash, he had a couple different suits throughout the run of the show. Like they'll just change up the suits look. I think for the last 3 seasons the costume was different, but the last 2 seasons he had gold boots on it. They didn't make DC Direct had kind of gone under, or had been, had been kind of shuttered at that point. So they made Flash, like a couple of Flash's suits from you know almost to that point, but then DC Mattel lost the license. DC Direct they was shut down, and McFarlane picked it all up. And McFarlane made a Grant Gustin Flash in his the suit he was wearing toward the end of the show, and wound up being just kind of a plot point in the second to last season's opening, that he wound up coating his boots with something that helped him undo timeline damage that Reverse Flash was doing, that Eobard Thawne was doing, and it just happened to make the boots gold. So there's still no Flash figure with the gold boots, of Grant Gustin's Flash. So what I was mentioning before about one of the things I wish McFarlane had done with these figures, and this is the same buck used on the Burt Ward Adam Robin figure from the '66 series line, is that the hips only go forward and back, whereas the Mattel ones had a little kind of a little cut in here where you could make the hip go out a little bit. So I wish McFarlane did that too. So let's see. All right, so the shoulder's a little tight here, doesn't really want to turn. Not going to force it. Yeah, it's a little tight. Like, it goes up but doesn't want to go forward. All right, so elbow's working. All right, so there's a glove end swivel along with as well as a wrist swivel. Let's see, the shoulder swivel seems a little tight, so I'm not forcing that. See on this arm, okay. Yeah, swivel's a little tight. I'm not forcing it. But the glove swivel works as well as the wrist. Well, no, yeah, the wrist swivel works. The waist is pretty stiff. hips are a little stiff too. Okay, the knees. Well, that knee seemed to work. Nope. All right, so these knees seem to work all right. No boot swivel. All right. But yeah, so let's didn't even try the head. Let's see. All right, so the head just moves back and forth, or yeah, or side to side rather. Great looking figure. It's the joints are a little stiff, so I'm not gonna force them. All right, so that concludes with Robin. There has been some warping on the Batarang due to being in the packaging, which not great, but it could probably be fixed. But the Bat Radio looks cool. So next we move on to Batgirl. So it looks like this. They did use the same buck of the Batgirl, the Yvonne Craig Batgirl they made for this line. I didn't get that Batgirl because it didn't look as good as the Yvonne Craig Batgirl from Mattel. And plus, that one actually, they couldn't, the McFarlane one couldn't get Yvonne Craig's likeness, whereas Mattel did. So I'm sticking with that one. Oh, we got an ad break going on for a minute. Oh, an ad break gonna happen in about a minute and a half. So let's just chill for a couple minutes before we move on. Move on to Batgirl. So I gotta stretch because a little bit of awkward position. Stretchy stretch. All right. Seeing a weird countdown here. Let me look at that real quick. Oh, pre-roll. All right. Interesting how the tone of Batman changed since the costumes were so fun. Since his costumes were so fun, yeah. All right. About 20 seconds and ad's gonna start, so I'm just gonna chill for a minute and like 2 minutes. What's the tone of Batman changed since this? Yeah, these costumes were fun. All right. So 3, 2, 1. Ad. Oh. Oh no, the ad break's done. Never mind. Okay. So we're just chilling. They really did have fun costumes in the 66 line or 66 series. So the package on this is a little broken. That's fine with me. I'm not really a minted box person. So yeah, I'm wondering like maybe if I choose a different time of day for streaming, I might get more viewers. Like because my VODs get a lot more viewers than lives. Oh, now there's an ad break going on. Okay, now I'll chill. But like, but you wouldn't have someone sentence to do. Yeah, and I'll read that again. Yeah, in a minute when the ad break's done. Stretchy stretch. All right, about 15 seconds left to the ad break. Okay, ad break's over. Well, like you wouldn't have had someone with neon yellow highlights on their costume trying to lurk in the shadows like modern Batman tends to do. Yeah, but then of course this era of Batman, he would work in the daylight. It's kind of yeah before they rebranded him as the Dark Knight. This knife is actually getting quite dull. There we go. And then there's probably someone who's going to watch the VOD and say, "Oh, hey, yeah, well the stream is dull too." Yeah, I just took the steam out of your sails. Whoever watches the VOD says that. He was more of a flamboyant deputized law enforcement contractor back then. Yeah, but it was also kind of the Batman of the time, definitely. Especially with the comics code, you know. Yeah, trying adhering to the comics code was really ridiculous then. I mean, not that I'm saying like I'm totally cool with Batman comics just being all dark and gritty now because like all right, you're okay. They're selling to adults. I get it, but maybe like cut back on cut back on the the comics that are aimed toward the older audiences. Focus more on the kids and like every couple months release a full volume of a story. Oh, oh, Zesty, you're off to lurk. All right. But if you aim comics more towards kids, probably sell a bit better. All right, so that one's out of package. Put it over here for now. So, Batgirl comes with a pair of bat cuffs. tape on that. And a Batgirl styled Batarang. Alright. It's these little bandies. These little plastic bandy things that they use. Such a pain. There we go. Got it out of the way. And you get these trays that don't want to let go. Alright, so a little bit of a head, little nod into the head. Shoulders don't want to move forward so much. Elbows move pretty easily. Elbow swivels move alright. We got the wrists swivels working. Okay. Hips are a little tight, but seem to be moving. The knees not giving a lot, so I'm not going to force it. There's no boot cut, no boot swivel, no rocker ankles. But all in all, pretty good Batgirl. You know, like I said, using the same buck that McFarlane uses for the 66 comic based Batgirl that they do, because they don't have the likeness for Yvonne Craig. But all right, so pretty good Batgirl though. So then we'll move on next to Commissioner Gordon and the Batmite. And the Batmite's definitely a figure I like getting. I have a couple different versions of him. But it is also really cool that they've made Commissioner Gordon. So next stream, I am going to be starting Lego Marvel Superheroes. Which I've played before. I played it years ago. I enjoyed it. But we're going to see, I'm going to see if I can 100% it on stream. Oop. So this is a newer sculpt, the buck for this figure, which they also use on an Alfred figure, which for the classic TV series, which I do have to get that one. That is in the Throne account, so you can take a look at the one I'm talking about. doing that. Don't ever cut toward yourself. Oh, whoever you are, Shapely Currency, yeah, don't post links. Don't post links. It's quite rude. Nope. And there goes the Batmite. All right, did not realize he was not taped down. So here he is. Let's see, does he have any posability? Or is he just a little static character? Looks like he's just a little static character. Okay. Would have liked a little posability in the Batmite, but this is still really cool. These little bandy things. I know I complain about them a lot, but they do make it very difficult to get an action figure out of package. I mean, yeah, it holds it steady, but still. There we go. There we go. We got Commissioner Gordon out of package. Really cool that the glasses are a separate piece. All right. Nice movement in the neck swivel. Okay, left shoulder works pretty well. Right shoulder doesn't want to raise. No, there it is. So it ratchets. Okay. Oop. Elbow bend, not cooperating. Leave it. Okay, so elbows are not cooperating. And the wrist swivels don't want to cooperate either. Hips are not moving. Right, the knees I'm a little worried about. Oh, that knee. This one moves. Oh no, that one moves a little bit. So just gonna leave it. So he needs a little hair dryer treatment to get to be posed, but that's all right. But all in all, really nice figure of Commissioner Gordon. So we got the heroes out of the way. Next up are the villains. So let's go with Pink Riddler. Because for some reason he was pink. He was pink in this cartoon. When the Riddler's color was green. There we go. So we got him out of the package. That's, or at least we got the package open. A little bit of tape there. So it comes with his cane. It's question mark cane. Let's see if I can get him free. There we go. So let's see. All right, head turns. Does it? Doesn't really. Can't really nod. All right, so shoulders. Well, they raise pretty easily. There we go. So they move. That one moves. That one's giving me some trouble. I think it's also because of the way the shoulders are covered. All right, waist swivel works. All right, elbows are bending. Elbow swivels not so much. Wrist swivel works. Let's see the hips. All right, hips are not moving that easily. Little extra tight. That. All right, so knees are not moving. Not gonna bother with that. I'm not gonna try to move those. But the hand does hold his cane. So it's a pretty nice Riddler figure. And then we leave on last to the Clown Prince of Crime, the Joker. Yep. Come on. There we go. So an ad break gonna start in about 9 minutes. Still holding. There we go. I am cutting into the cardboard, so it's... There we go. I'm doing this without my glasses, so yeah. It's right at that point where if I wear my glasses, it's blurry. If I don't wear my glasses, it's blurry. It's like that center point. So Joker comes with a little newspaper. Daily News, Gas War. Newly elected mayor vows to eradicate crime and corruption. Oh, that's some really small writing. I don't know if I have a magnifying glass, but I want to see if that actually is actually like really tiny, but still legible. I don't have a magnifying glass ready or handy. That's a bummer. But it looks like there's a lot going on. A lot going on in this newspaper. Let's see if I can get that little bandy out of there. I gotta go the back of the package, the back of the tray. There we go. Oh yeah, gotta push them out of there. Right, so I like this design of Joker really well, and it shows me that it was like even before Batman animated series, they did like the dark, like really dark hair with the streak or with the highlights of a lighter green, which is really just really sharp looking. So this is the buck that they used for the Cesar Romero Joker that McFarlane put out. Let's see. Ooh, shoulders are not very responsive. Well, they'll move forward and back, but not up and down very well, so not forcing that. Let's see. That elbow doesn't want to move. Neither does that one. This is a very tightly put together figure. Yeah, these joints are really tight, and I don't want to force them. Alright, so knee doesn't move very far. This one moves a bit further. See the wrists? The wrists move with a little hesitation. But yeah, that is a really cool Joker. And I think now that we did some Batman, we did some Star Wars, we did some Masters of the Universe. I'm gonna save Ninja Turtles for another stream. But thank everyone who came in to check out the stream, anyone who was lurking, and thank Bronner for hanging out. Thank Jojo Ferns for hanging out. Thank Zesty for being an awesome mod and hanging out. And next stream, I'm going to be starting Lego Marvel Superheroes. So, for everyone who watches the VODs, thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out. This is GhostMax8, the Friendly Realtor, signing off. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.